and I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing a live to cooking something called chicken alfredo. Okay, chicken alfredo, and it has a bit of the version I do has a bit of different pieces to it that I like to do. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get chicken breast. Okay, and the next thing I do is I take it out and I put it in the pan. Okay. So I got 4 pieces of chicken breast here. Okay. This is just for myself. Okay. Hold on, sorry guys. Oh, stupid typing machine. Okay, whatever. Okay, so anyway guys, so that's that, okay? Now, I'm going to try and walk you through how I do it. So I get a stick of butter and I put it in a container because I got to get this melted down first. Okay, that is part of making the chicken very juicy. The other part is something called chicken broth, or you can use water. That also works. And you're going to need onion powder, as well as garlic. I just gotta make sure I got the right one. Okay. So you're gonna need onion powder and garlic, okay? Now, this is something that you're probably not going to have on most places. It is a needle, and what it is the needle is hollow, okay? And it's for injecting meat into the, you inject the meat with the butter, which is what we're going to do. That's something I do. It gives the chicken a butter flavor taste, so I stick the needle into the thing, and I withdraw butter into the needle. So as you see, there's butter in here. Now you have to keep it at an angle when you do this, because if you hold it straight up and down, then it will actually, oh, don't poke myself. But you basically want to inject butter into the thing. And by the way, this works a lot better with thick pieces of chicken meat and not thin pieces. I happen to use the thin piece, so I just basically inject, as you see, inject butter into the chicken. Now this is going to make your hand a little bit messy, to say the least, but it will, you can inject butter into the meat. And if you want, by the way, if you want to do this, there's another way that you can do this when you're injecting the butter. The secondary thing that you can do, and I didn't do it this time, but what you can do is you can actually put garlic in the butter and inject that inside of the meat to give the chicken a garlic taste. The reason I didn't do it this time was because I just didn't want to. So now that we have the chicken injected, we are going to get onion powder. See, onion powder. Onions will work also, but I'm going to sprinkle the chicken meat with onion powder. Okay, which would be very good. We got to flip over the chicken meat. Okay. Now, you might ask yourself, okay, well, should I fry the chicken? No, no, no. No, you don't want to fry it. Not for the kind that I do, because frying will give it a crisp, and the dish that you're making is a very delicate dish. It's a very soft dish. So you're not going to want to do that. So I got onion powder on it. Now, you're supposed to be using garlic powder, but this is garlic and pepper, so it's pretty much very similar. So I'm just going to sprinkle some light garlic and pepper on top of the chicken. Make sure it gets enough. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is take chicken broth, and in the spaces around the chicken, I'm going to put in a slight little bit of chicken broth at the bottom. You can also use water if you're in a different country, but you want a small amount of liquid on the bottom, and then you put that in the oven, okay, and you cook that. And you want to get that till it's all the way done, all the way through. So I'm putting it on 375. The next thing that we're going to do is, I have to move this out the way, is right here is water, okay? And you can do the water by itself if you want to. Sorry, somebody decided to interrupt my life by trying to call me. Okay, so anyway, so I'm adding into the thing, into the water. Hold on, let me flip the screen around so you can see. Okay, so I'm adding into the water oil. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil, but you want to add oil in there so that the pasta that you make does not stick. That you don't want the pasta to stick, okay? Now that I've got that, you can use any kind of pasta you want. So let me show you the different kinds of pasta. Here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you can use different kinds of pasta for this dish if you want. You can use fettuccine, which is more like a spaghetti noodle that's flat. This will work, but not so much. This is more like a spaghetti. And same for here. This is angel hair pasta, which is very similar to spaghetti, but it's a lot thinner. Now, the two that I like to use for this dish is penne pasta, which is, if you see the picture, it looks like a hollow tube pasta, okay? But the best one, that penne pasta is very good, but to make it a little bit more pretty, I have this bow tie pasta. And if you see the picture, it literally looks like a bow tie. So this is what I'm going to be using for this dish today, okay? So we open up the pasta. Now this is pre-made, but you're just going to want some type of pasta. So you see, this is the pasta. It looks like a little bow tie, okay? Very pretty. And we're going to put that into the water, okay? And we're going to get the temperature for that on. But I'm going to put that somewhere between a medium and a high. Okay? So somewhere between a medium and a high is where I'm going to put that. Now, unfortunately, we got to wait for the noodles and the chicken to get done. So that's going to be a little bit of waiting. Okay? So it's going to be a little bit. So anyway, guys, I'm going to come back on live when the noodles and the chicken is done, and we'll go to the next steps to prepare everything. Okay? Oh, okay, whatever. All right, so thank you guys. I will see you again soon for the next live when the chicken and the bow tie pasta is done. Okay?